So now I am officially a Discus keeper, and I'm so excited about that. If you saw my video of the unboxing, you'll know that I was super excited to get these fish, and I still just can't keep my eyes off them. They are absolutely amazing. But I made a lot of specific decisions when setting up this tank, and I wanted to talk about those today. First off, the most obvious is that there is nothing in there but fish. And one of the biggest reasons for that is that I want the focus to be on these fish and nothing else. The goal and the motivation for having a bare bottom and for keeping the tank this pristine is for fish growth. That the more of the big breeders that I looked at, they all had bare bottom tanks with lots of water changes, and the purpose for that seemed to be to make them grow big and round very quickly and to power feed them and to make sure that they could keep the tank healthy and clean. So that is the reason why I went with the bare bottom tank, is because I really wanted to buy these fish big. However, as anybody who has priced these fish before knows, if you are going to buy a 7-inch Discus, then you're going to pay quite a bit of money for that. And if you're going to buy 20 of them, you're going to probably sell a child or a kidney. I have both of those. I guess I could, no, we're not going to do that. But anyway, I decided that I wanted these guys to go for maximum growth. So I went with the bare bottom tank. The other part of that equation is water changes. You'll see these two pipes coming out of the top. These actually run into my laundry room on the other side of the wall in front of me, and I have pumps set up to both suck water out and put water back in the tank with a Wi-Fi timer, which I'm so excited about because I can actually do daily water changes without getting up off my butt. That's awesome. And eventually, I'm still getting the timing tweaked out because I don't want to mess that up. But eventually, I'm just going to have it on a timer, and once a day, the thing is going to do a 30% water change. Just like that, without me even looking at it or thinking about it. I'm probably still going to do it when I'm home so that if I hear a bunch of water running and the timer didn't go off, then at least I can catch it. So water changes made easy for me because I have a lot of other tanks to take care of. Oh, and a family and kids and other things that I have to do every day. So I can't be down here doing 90% water changes once a day. I also have an Awazi 850 Biomaster filter that is filtering this tank, and it has tons of biomedia in it. I bought some special bio balls that are supposed to have tons of surface area, and the reason for that is because there's no substrate or decorations in this tank, so there's nowhere for the bacteria to live. So I had some biofilter media that I had seasoning and sitting in a tank for a long time, and I put all of that into the filter. So lots of biomedia in there, obviously no plants and other material to suck out, just maybe the occasional food particle and some fish poop. So it doesn't need to be a ton of sponges or something like that, just mostly biomedia. Inside the Biomaster is a 400 watt heater, and that is what is heating the tank. I am a little on the fence about that one because I like to have multiple heaters in the tank, but I also am weighing that against just having nothing in the tank and how awesome it looks to be able to just see nothing but Discus. So I may add another heater in the future. However, for now, I am closely monitoring the temperature like 3 or 4 times a day just to make sure that everything is okay with these fish. I cut these polycarbonate lids right here that I always use, and I have a little slit on the front that I can just bend up for access to the tank for feedings and other things. And I have a light on here that is a Fluval plant light. It might be a little overkill and probably be better on a planted tank, but I wanted to be able to control very closely the lighting and the timing on when the lighting gets brighter and darker, because I want to feed these guys lots of small feedings. So I have this light on most of the day, about 14 hours a day, but it comes on about 5% in the morning. I just have it very low. So most of the day the light is very dim, and then when it gets to the time when I'm going to be around to look at them, I have it go up. But even then, I still only have it going up to about 35% because honestly, you just don't need that much light to get the colors out of these guys. They're absolutely incredible. So, and Discus like a little bit dimmer tanks anyway. So I got that light just to be able to control very closely the lighting, timing, and things like that. The stand that it's sitting on, I built myself, and I made videos about building that specific stand, and I'll put that link up here. The only difference that I did when I brought it down to the basement is that I added a couple diagonal cross beams, and the reason for that was because I just wanted to give it a little bit extra sturdy, just to prevent any kind of side-to-side leaning. And actually, I think it kind of looks better anyway, so I might do that on more tanks if it doesn't get in the way of things. So I also have an automatic feeder on this tank. I'm not here all the time, so I can't be here to feed them 4 or 5 times a day. So I did put an automatic feeder that sits right over here. So that's really about it for this tank and these fish. I'm super excited to have them. I would love to hear from you if you have kept discus in the past, what your experience was with them, and if you have any tips for a new discus keeper, because I am one of them. And I'm really excited to be starting this journey, and I'm super happy with what I have found so far. These guys are extremely gregarious and not afraid of me at all. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. FWish List out.